let's also talk about this beef between Aitch and Central C. So if you're aware of the album that came out just recently from Central C, which I think is legitimately one of, if not the best debut albums to come from a UK rapper since Dizzy Rascal's Boy in the Corner, in terms of how cohesive the project is, in terms of the pressure that was on him before the project dropped, in terms of his, you know, fame level and his status, I think he delivered, because there was a lot of pressure on that project, and that project was fucking good. Carnage Creationist is really good project, and I'm not really someone that listens to a lot of UK rap, I gotta be honest. There's some people who I like the Digger D's and shit, but I don't really go on my way to listen to a lot of rap. I like Digger D, I like M Honcho, and a few other people here and there, but for the most part, I tend to kind of avoid a lot of UK rap. But I think Central C is definitely the exception. He's really good. I really did enjoy it. Even if he does have a bit of the same flow in certain tunes, maybe some of the beats sound similar, I think he did a good enough job across that album to really impress me. Well, in one of the tracks, he does go out of his way to throw some subs at Aitch. There's another UK artist that people love. And he basically mentioned in one of his bars that he was upset that he went to the Brit Awards 1 year, or 2 years ago, sorry, and he lost out to Aitch in a particular category. People are really confused by it because it was 2 years ago, and they're like, why are you bringing up old shit? But, you know, when it comes to these awards, when it comes to your art, you're always going to take it personal. So it's no surprise that he's held onto this grudge for 2 years silently, and then decided to talk about it again, or talk about it, you know, for the first time on his debut project that no one had the idea about. So anyway, this channel called Fessify, which is one of the best sort of channels kind of rounding up a lot of UK specific music industry news, did a really good video kind of rounding up what happened. So I'm going to play it. The title of the video is called Aitch Exposes Central C, and then we're going to go on from there.
Central C may have pissed off the wrong guy here, because Aitch just really went in dissing him, but we're going to get you up to date on everything that happened. Aitch went as far as to say that Central C has ghostwriters and hasn't made his own songs since 2022. So first of all, Central C releases his new album. On one of the tracks, he takes a dig at Aitch, who won a Brit Award over him in 2023.
By the way, I think even Central C has to regard that. I think that was a little bit, you know, that's a little bit of an ego in him too. Because looking at the lineup, who's here? There's Stormzy, Dave, Aitch, and I don't know who this guy is down the bottom here. But those are some pretty decent people that he went up against. So even if he lost it to Aitch, he would have probably lost it to Dave or Stormzy as well. That's a strong category. So I don't think he should feel, you know, put out. He should feel pissed off. He should feel like he got done dirty because he lost, you know, because that's a very good lineup of nominations. To be even nominated alongside those guys should be really good validation for you, especially 2 years ago when you had no project out. Do you know what I mean? I think anyway, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Obviously, Central feels like he deserved it. He said he felt like a prick when he went to the Brits and he gave the award to a guy called Aitch. This was a bit random because it was like 2 years ago now. Why is he bringing it up? And back then, even Clint, the owner of Corteiz, had said we all know who that Brit Award was meant for. And Aitch had dissed him as well. So there was already a situation where Aitch had responded to the criticism.
Which now also explains why, because I remember seeing that and thinking, what's this beef that they have between, why is Clint and Aitch going back and forth? I never understood this, but it makes sense now, because I guess Clint is Central C's guy, and Central C was upset not winning a Brit, so Clint's gonna crash out for his dude. So that's where that beef comes from, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I never get a bit scared, but I'm shitting myself because I thought I'd have time to have a couple more drinks.
Aitch actually put Clint's tweet in a music video and was mocking him, saying that he's just bitching, tweeting and moaning about it after Clint had went on a little rampage on X, basically saying that Aitch had bought the award. That's what he said in his tweet.
Man know that Brit Award was meant for. Again, fuck the industry. Labels out here buying awards. That's what labels do though, isn't it? That's the whole purpose of awards. You buy them. They're not awards based on like the popular public vote, are they? I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken.
To be fair, there was other people coming out saying Aitch didn't deserve it. Central C, Dave and Stormzy were also nominated, but Aitch's manager basically said, if you want to win the award, then just vote for your own boy. Don't moan about it after. You need to vote for them, and that's how you win. And obviously Aitch was promoting it a lot on his socials, and he ended up getting the award. But Central C bringing it up all these years later and basically sending for Aitch gave Aitch the right to response, and he released a diss track just an hour ago. Aitch actually decided to call this diss track A Guy Called, because that was the disrespectful part when Central C said A Guy Called Aitch. Like he's...
I love that title, by the way, because A Guy Called Aitch makes me think of A Guy Called Gerald. You know, the seminal fucking house collective band, crew, whatever artist. You know, the iconic track Voodoo Ray. So I wonder, maybe I should try put the vocals of this track on top of a instrumental of Voodoo Ray and see how it kind of, you know, links up together. But big up a guy called Gerald.
He's explaining it to his fans who wouldn't have a clue who he is. Which, to be fair, his American audience might not. Aitch starts with dissing Clint a lot in this song as well. He said, all your songs get rolled by Clint. Prick in the booth, where's Mike? Get dissed of a guy named Oakley, which is Central C's real name. Let me light this blunt. Grab the mic, I dare you to come. Will Central C respond? And obviously Clint is always in the booth with him. He's basically saying that Clint approves his song.
Ocean Breeze, all UK rap. Trojan Horse, I'm looking at Sprinter, Command's Keys, UK rap.
That's kind of wild, though, isn't it? I didn't know this about Central C. I didn't know that Clint 419 from fucking Corteiz is like in the booth with him, approving bars, going over bars. Like, so Clint is like his LeBron, right? Clint is like his LeBron, telling him how to, inventing deluxe albums. You know, another one. You know, it's kind of funny to think that, you know. I wonder why Clint doesn't rap then. If he's in the booth doing all this shit, I wonder why. Maybe we'll see that in the future. Maybe we'll see in the future Clint start rapping. That'd be fucking hilarious. If people think he's unbearable now, if you think he's obnoxious now, if you think he's insufferable now, just imagine when this guy starts rapping and actually starts selling records, selling out shows. Clint, head to toe in Corteiz. Absolutely hilarious.
This is 15 minutes, man. This isn't like, it's 15 minutes. Are we saying about being spoiled?
Next, Aitch starts mocking Central C for how he used to look, talking about his past hairstyle, saying, I ain't scared of no man with his hair in a bun. Pussy, oh, you ain't airing no gun. Daddy's home now, bitch, just bear with me, son. Obviously,
don't get me wrong, there's a lot of guys that look like this in the ends, so I'm not taking away from Central C, but I can separate the art from the artist. And I have to even say to myself, it's difficult to take the side of that seriously when Central C is rapping about being in the trap, selling this, selling that. It's hard to really take that seriously, seeing what he looks like, what he used to look like when he was, you know, before he started rapping. Because he's quite young. So if he's speaking about this era in his life where he was on the road selling whatever, when did that happen then? Because just when he started to rap, he looked this way, and then when he started rapping, he looks the way that he looks now. So when did this like Trapper of the Year stuff happen? You know, I don't buy this stuff, but it sounds good anyway. That's the thing with Central C. He sounds good doing it and saying it. But do I believe it? Not really. You know, not really. But it, you know, it doesn't really matter really because it's all fun and games.
Central C used to have a different hairstyle back in the day with his hair in a bun, and he's changed his image now, which he goes through different trends of looks.
For everyone that doesn't know, yeah, this Saturday, man's doing a meet-up in Shepherd's Bush near Westfield and Stratford near their Westfield as well.
Like, it doesn't even sound as aggressive, innit? You see, don't get me wrong, maybe because he's, you know, his balls have dropped now, but he doesn't even sound as like aggressive, you know, as like, you know. But you know, maybe this is part of the evolution, part of the growth, and also if you've been through some probably traumatic events, traumatic times, passing of friends, that can maybe kind of make it a little bit more rough around the edges. So that might explain why he sounds and looks the way he does now. Who knows?
I'm coming and I'm selling my hoodies and my CDs. £30 for these hoodies. 30.
This is where I realised this ain't no promo stunt, because Aitch actually starts cutting deep. That ain't your flow, that's Cairo Keys. Cairo Keys is his boy that he used to make music with. He's saying he's copied the whole style for him, and Cairo Keys fell out with him and he's been blowing up more recently. He's talking about Digga D, the rapper that's dissed him and had stabbed his brother allegedly back in the day. And that's when it actually confirmed for me this ain't no promo stunt. Aitch generally dissing Central C. Just before Digga went prison, he was saying, same with Central C. He got shot at and watched his brother get stabbed. That definitely broke his heart. Yet he hasn't told the youths to leave the road. Look at F. Dot, God bless his soul. He's plastered his face everywhere, but didn't even go to his funeral and definitely ain't shot anyone. It's that deep that he's speaking about.
I don't know about that, man. I love Digga D. He's actually one of my favorite, again, UK rappers, but he's basically the other side of what would happen if you're Central C and you don't just focus on the music. He kind of focused on the wrong things, didn't keep his head down and focus on the music, and now he's been in and out of his prison the entire time. He should be really flourishing and enjoying the fruits of his talents, you know? And he's kind of missed a lot of his moments and stuff, and momentum has kind of gone out of the way because of his frequent bouts of going in and out of prison. So I wouldn't take what Digga D has to say about Central C not riding out and not doing this seriously, because a lot of the reasons why Central C is where he's at is because he maybe has avoided doing the knee-jerk, quick thing that most people in his position should have done when somebody stabs up their brother, when somebody sees one of their friends die and shit. You know what I mean? He didn't ride out. He didn't do the thing people should do. And now he's flourishing because of that. But Digga D is actually out here. He's actually active. He's actually doing the things that he says in these raps, and look where he's at. So you have to decide. You can't have both.
His friend and Central going to the funeral. Aitch bringing this up was just mocking Central C. And also said, chat about P, but you didn't pay Kenza, prob because she didn't let you slide in them cheeks. Kenza is another person that's tried to expose Central C and fell out with him. Initially, it was rumoured that they was dating when he was first blowing up, but she had said this.
We wasn't together, we didn't kiss.
Not gonna lie, I have no idea who this girl is. Zero. But I did see a picture of her toes on Dave's chest somewhere.
We didn't sleep together. No. But he really tried to make it look like that for his brand. And then you have the audacity to ask me to have your kids. I've not even slept with you. So you basically want to trap me and use me and gain off me and not pay me a dime. And then when I'm not with...
So hold on. So if he paid you money, it would be okay if he just impregnated you? If he gave you money for it? I love Bird Brain. I fucking love Bird Brain.
The program, you move on to the next victim. And YB's had the audacity to tell me commitment issues came up. He was like, you lot can go in the room. Huh? So you want me to sleep with your artist, but you don't want to pay me for any of the videos I've done. You want to use me and suck me dry, and you want to embarrass me online for your marketing. Huh?
It seems Aitch is down to fight Central C on Misfits if that could happen. I'll punch man's head off his neck, no problem. Tell him to go and find his teeth. Your manager's 40 wearing a mask. Are you mad? I ain't trying to be YB. Little dig at his manager as well. Not wrote one verse since 022. Them Ghostwriters made you a star. I can't lie though, it's making sense. Because we like the fits in your picks more than your bars. He's basically saying that Central C just has the image of a rapper and can do great marketing, but behind the scenes there's people writing all his lyrics.
But that's not just a thing though. People that undervalue that, it's not like, maybe part of Aitch's lack of success or lack of kind of star power, like Aitch, is the fact that he's not the coolest guy in the world. He's maybe got better bars than Aitch, so maybe Aitch is a better rapper than Central C, but he just isn't the coolest guy. Like, especially now that he's got, I think he might have lost weight, but you remember when he put on a lot of weight, he was looking like a dyke. You know what I mean? Like, no offense or stuff, but he was looking kind of mad out here. So he's not the coolest guy in the world, but he does spit incredibly well. But he also does kind of undervalue the importance of having the entire package. Looking a certain way, dressing a certain way, and spitting a certain way is probably elevate Central C to a certain level. So maybe Aitch does need a little bit of what could, maybe they both need a bit of each other. You know, pause. Maybe maybe Central C needs a little bit of what Aitch has in terms of bars, and maybe Aitch needs a little bit of what Central C has in terms of aura and kind of, you know, swag and whatever it may be, because he doesn't have zero of that, in my opinion.
Which is a crazy accusation. This is where he addresses the Brit Award situation. He said, you built most of your career on image, not enough lyrics. Me, I'm just goated. You got 100 man on your payroll, and at the Brits and none of them voted. Aitch says, for the past 6 years I've been opening doors. Bringing up the Brits 2 years later, F my life, you should go and live yours. This is a bar on bar here, because Central C's little slogan is live yours. That's his slogan about live your life.
L for live yours. If you don't know, then live yours is like a saying, a slogan that we kind of just always say. It's tatted on me everywhere. We got yeah. It's like the label, I guess. M for movie. It kind of.
He said, I've been running since the entrance. Madeline ain't your ex, that's your cousin, the resemblance. Talking about his ex-girlfriend basically looking like his family member, which many people had said.
Why does everybody keep asking if I'm dating Central C? I've literally never heard of him in my entire life. I'm just as confused as you are. I don't even know what we would talk about. And you're right, we do look like siblings.
The Manny accent makes it even crazier. Aitch says about Central looking like one auntie in a Manchester accent and rhymes that with now you're shagging your family, referencing it to Madeline. Aitch then mocked Clint and Central C in this next bit. He said Clint was pissed because Central got beat by a white MC, but Central's as white as me. You've been racist since like 013, pussy. Why did you hide them tweets? Talking about Clint, he said, how can you post some racist shit and then try and get people to buy your tees? Obviously, he has a clothing brand.
I didn't know Aitch had that much beef with Clint from fucking Corteiz. Pretty wild, isn't it? It sounds like he went for Clint. He went at Clint harder than he went at Central C. Maybe he kind of understands Central C's frustration, but it sounds like he went harder at a streetwear design than he went at a fellow rapper. It's pretty insane.
The main thing everyone was thinking is, why is Central C bringing this up years later? He said, you ain't broke, so why are you salty? So mad but you're rich and famous, because I live in your head rent free and I'm staying right here, ain't worried about the bailiff. Award goes to a guy named what? Pussy, you know what my name is. Listen, just remember this, yeah, I made millions off rapping ability, you made millions of capping and imagery. Listen, there's no denying now that Central C is the bigger rapper than Aitch, but at one point Central C was saying, I need the same deal as Aitch's. So he has got leverage in this beef and definitely set a massive standard on the first track. Be interesting to see if Central replies. Me personally.
So yeah, that's I'm not really that bothered about the ghostwriting allegations. I'm not gonna lie, not that bothered at all in the slightest. I don't really. It wouldn't surprise me if Central C does use ghostwriters. It wouldn't bother or change my view of him as an artist, because I don't go to him for like those type of bars. I go to him mostly for storytelling. I go to him basically for fun tunes I can listen to, and from what it sounds like, good projects, cohesive projects from front to back. Especially when it comes to a UK artist, I don't get bored. I don't get, you know, whatever. I can listen to the whole thing from start to finish and enjoy it. I could also picture myself going to a live show and enjoying it. He seems to perform live well, really decently. He comes across good on the songs. You can hear him pronouncing things correctly. He flows pretty well, all that good shit. So that's what I really look for when I'm listening to somebody like Central C personally. I'm not really going there for bars and, you know, rapping ability and whatever it may be. So if he does use writers, I think it's a good thing. Why wouldn't you, especially at his level, trying to improve, trying to grow, trying to, you know, make your mark? I think that works for me. And if that produces what we see in terms of, you know, Can't Rush greatness, in terms of that level of project of work, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it.